Talk time.
Welcome to another TISM Talk. Today I want to talk about plans. For the people with no attention span, making a plan way far out in the future is really difficult because it feels like the day you have a flight or something that you know you have to do, and you wake up and the only thing you can think about for the day is that thing that you have to do, even though you still have everything else you need to do in the day. And the rest of the story for the people who actually can pay attention to something longer than 2 seconds. Today I want to talk about plans. That sounds so corny. I have a big event for me coming up in a couple of weeks, and I've planned it like months ago. I'm going to go to an enduro clinic taught by Megan Griffith, or Meg Braps. Megan, whichever you prefer. She is one of my favorite riders, and I have just been in awe of the way that she trains for years now. It's because her progression has been so just rapid. And you know, I could have taken a clinic from a lot of people, and there's a lot of other people that I in the future will take clinics from, Rich Larson chief among them, because he's such a good teacher. But the reason I chose Meg Braps is because of just that insane progression. And I was like, okay, I gotta meet this person. She has that obsessive, she has to be as obsessive as I am in order to progress as quickly as she is. So about the plans that I started, I literally, I think I booked these tickets like 2 months ago, and I'm two weeks away now from actually getting on a plane and going. It doesn't sound like a big deal. I should be pretty excited about it, and I am, but I'm also super freaking stressed because I'm going to be gone for about a month. The clinic itself is only 1 day, but I fly there early, and I have to borrow a bike that is completely different to my KTM 300. It's a 4-stroke to start off with, and then it's a 150cc that's been modified a little bit. It's a really great bike, and I'm actually super freaking excited to ride it. But I really don't want to show up to the clinic and look like I don't know what I'm doing, because I actually signed up for the harder clinic because I felt like if I'm going to make this huge trip, I should probably try and get the most out of it. I feel like if I can ride the mountains here in Mexico, I should probably sign up for the harder enduro clinic, and hopefully I'll learn more from it. So anyways, I'm just super nervous, so I want to get to the place early so I can get the bike early and spend a few days learning it before I just show up to the clinic unprepared. While I was looking at the calendar, I noticed there was a GNCC race, and I've never done a race in the United States. I've only ever raced here in Mexico, because that's when I started racing a couple of years ago, and I've lived in Mexico for almost a decade now. So I want to race in the United States just to see, what it's about. And the crazy thing is I'll be able to race near where I grew up, like literally it's one town over. It's the same area, the same dirt, the same hills. So that's going to be wild to be able to ride a dirt bike in a place that I've only ever watched people ride dirt bikes. I've never actually ridden a dirt bike there. So basically the trip got more and more complicated as I kind of added more to it, because flights are expensive. So I might as well do a race while I'm there and I'm at the clinic, and it's just more and more complicated. And the more I plan, the more stressful it gets, because the more things I have to look forward to happening, which means as I wait for the next part of the plan to work out, I have to sit there and think about the next part of the plan working out, even though there's 3 or 4 days in between, or a week or whatever. It's just, I know there's a lot of that coming. I don't know if you do this, but I definitely do this. If I have a plan coming, like for example, the day you're going to go to the airport, all you can think about is going to the airport. I usually mitigate this by just having my flights be super early in the morning, so when I wake up, it's time to go. I don't have to sit there and think about it. But if my flight is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm packed at 7 o'clock in the morning, because I wake up early because I'm freaking anxious about the flight. I'm not scared to fly, it's just anxious is the right word. And then I get my stuff ready. I'm usually packed the night before, and I just sit there, and I'm basically just waiting for the time to come to leave. So that is like a day before a flight, right? Well, it's been like that for me since I booked the ticket months ago. I am ready to go. I have been ready. All of my plans are ready. I have all of the flight insurance, travel insurance. I have insurance on my gear. Everything is ready to go. And I am just like waiting. It feels like every day I'm just waiting for that thing to come. And that's what it's like planning for me anyways. Oh man, it's tough. And of course I am nervous. I want to learn as much as I can to improve my writing as much as I can, but I've never done a clinic. I've only ever learned from freaking YouTube, so I have no idea what to expect. Um, I will say I'm really nervous about the clinic, which is hilarious because the race you think I would be what I'd be nervous about, but no, I feel like the clinic is more important. The race is just kind of like I'm there, so I might as well. The issue is the thing that really makes me nervous is that I'll be on my own. And that isn't a huge deal for a lot of regular people, but I haven't really planned anything ever in my life. I have like even when I left for college, I left like a month early and just drove around until I got to where I was, and I still got there like a week early and was just like, okay, I'm ready to go now. And they're like, no, there's no room, so you can't be in your dorm a week early. I was like, cool, I'll just go camp in a tent. I've been doing that all summer anyways, which to a lot of people was like, oh, that sounds great, and it was really cool, but it wasn't planned. I didn't plan it, so I have all these things that I need to have. I need to have, obviously my passport's not a big deal, but I need plane tickets, I need insurances, I need to have AMA number, and then like all these registration things. It's to a normal person, I'm assuming you're like, dude, stop whining. Well, it's like, yeah, you know what? That's the whole point of TISM Talk, is that these struggles for someone on the spectrum are really hard. And I think for a normal person, these are just like, okay, not a big deal. I'm not going to have a mental breakdown or anything like that. I'm not going to get stranded or well, I might actually get stranded a little bit. That you never know, that happens. But I'm just worried about it, and it's just something that weighs on me. And it has been weighing on me for months now. Like I said, that day of the flight when you wake up and all you can think about is the flight. It's like that for me since the moment I planned it. So I've been kind of like slowly recording this episode throughout the day as I can think of ways to do it. And I know it seems like it's all one go, but it's definitely not. I cut out a lot of what I say. Uh, but anyways, I thought of a really great analogy for this. I had a whole bit about how it's like a kid on Christmas morning not wanting to wake up their parents too early, but it's not like that at all. It's like I don't know. It's not an excitement thing like a kid on Christmas Day. It's not like that at all. It's more like you have a package coming. You know that it's coming, but it's a package that requires you to be at the house in order to receive it. You are excited about what the package is, but you also can't do anything that day because you have to be at your house. Even though you might need to go run errands, it's still something that you're like, can I go run an errand? Do I have time? Will they show up when I'm not there? But it's been like that for like 2 months. And like the logical part of me knows that, yes, dude, you can go run errands. You can still go do your practice drills. You can still go to the MX track and practice your speed. You can do your normal day things because you know when it's coming, but it still feels like that freaking package is coming and you just have to be at the house. I think that might be the best way to describe it. I've been through so many analogies and edited them out and then put them back in and edited them out, but this one makes the most sense to me. Anyways, I think this is going to wrap it up. I really hope that you like the longer format because I really didn't like the last episode that was really short. It felt to me after I watched it, it didn't feel genuine. It didn't feel complete. And I feel like it just seemed kind of fake. And I think that one of the worst things you can do when it comes to autism on the internet is be fake. I really don't like that people use it to profit. I don't like it that people use it to get famous. I think it's appalling. So when I talk about autism, I want it to be really genuine and only true experiences. And if I don't have that experience, I'll try to find somebody that can talk and speak for that experience, just because I feel like it has to be a genuine thing. It should never be something that people act or attempts to say that they have or experience that they don't. It just seems really messed up. So I'm not gonna do the short ones. Sorry, TikTok people, if you don't like it. I apologize a little, but I actually don't. So no, these are gonna be true, genuine stories. The idea is just to say that just because you've been diagnosed does not mean that you can't do cool stuff, that you can't ride a dirt bike, and that maybe someone that is interested in riding a dirt bike or would like to try, but they have a diagnosis and they think, well, I can't do that. Well, maybe they could watch a TISM talk from Jacob Ray and say, hey, this guy has a diagnosis of autism and he's doing this stuff, so maybe I can try too. That's the whole thing. That's what I'm after. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. If you do want to talk about something, leave a comment below. I always reply to my comments. So I'll see you there.